Hey everybody, good morning. Wake up, shake up. It's the Diane in the Morning Show here on the Home Business Radio Network. What's going on? What's cooking, good lookins? How have you been? Good news. What's the good news today? Make sure you tweet me at twitter.com/Diane Hochman or at Diane Hochman if you're an experienced tweeter, whatever you call it. Let me know what's going on, what's cooking. I'm getting more and more messages every week from people out there listening to the network, and I always love when I get them. I try to give you a shout back. Always send me in your ideas for shows, questions, suggestions, love notes. I'm taking the love notes. Those are the best ones, so I totally appreciate it. Guys, it's fall. It's renewal. Now, it doesn't feel like fall. It's been awful hot. I mean, yesterday I was out with the family. We were walking around at a big flea market, and I was sweating to death. But, before you know it, the winds will be blowing, and gosh, depending on where you live around the world, obviously across the states here, the winds are going to come up here in the Northeast and the north and mid of the country. For the rest of you guys all over, my Australian friends, hey, it's going to be summer soon. Enjoy. For the rest of you guys, again, let me know. What's the weather like there? What's going on? I'm dying to know. I'm learning more and more about all different parts of the world, so I'm looking for friends in every nation under the sun, especially when I start traveling. I'm going to be in Edinburgh, Scotland, coming up very, very soon. So excited to be going back to the UK, and gosh, they told me that it's chilly out there, so I'm buying it's cool because I'm buying like fall clothes, which is a little early to wear here. It's a little too warm, but I'll be able to wear them. I'll be styling in Scotland, so that'll be a lot of fun. My travel's also taking me to Dallas twice this fall, San Diego, which is always nice to go to San Diego. Looks like we'll be stopping in Vegas, and then I think I'm going to be up in Seattle. So if you're in any of those parts of the world, let me know. I'd love to sit and have some iced tea with you or something. So guys, this is going to be a heart-to-heart show, heart-to-heart, from my heart to your heart. Choose to receive it if you care to. Choose to not receive it if you care to. That's what I like. I like people that think. I like people that have their mind going. I think one of the biggest keys to success in a home business is to be a thinker and is to be a learner. Now, we want to, of course, duplicate and learn from those that have walked before us, but we also want to critical think, have some critical thinking going on. So, guys, this is my thought, and I'm just talking about, trends and changes in the world in general. In the past, when I'm 45, so I don't know how old you are. You might be younger, you might be older, I don't know. But, my parents and my grandparents, when they were growing up, they were taught you go to work and you work hard and you toil. Okay, you toil. And that's an honest day's work. And I dig that. I was taught to have a strong work ethic. I got a job when I was 16 on my own. Nobody had to prod me. My own daughter went out and got a job when she was 16 years old. Nothing wrong with working hard and toiling. But I strongly believe that was the message of a generation ago, if not 2 generations ago. And the message of this generation and beyond, and for those of you that are young, especially young moms, young dads, I'm speaking to you. Your success in the future will not be determined by your hard work alone. Okay? Now, I want you to listen to me completely through. I want you to hear me out, and then you can heckle me if you want, or you can nod your head and agree. But your success will not be determined by your hard work alone. Because here's what's happening. There's millions of people around the world. The economy is suffering in a lot of different places. And many of these people have worked very hard. They've served, they've worked, they've done the deal. They've worked very hard, and yet their hard work has not been rewarded. Their consistency, their dependability, all of those things that we were taught was important to keep yourself employed, those are no longer rewarded in the marketplace. Does it make it good? Does it make it bad? Is it evil? A lot of people want to throw stones. Jim Rohn taught us you can't blame the economy because it's all you got, So you can't blame, you just have to adapt, okay? You just have to adapt. And so I believe that what will be rewarded, it's happening now, if it hasn't happened to you already, and what will be rewarded in the future is your ability to influence and your ability to lead. Now, in this industry in particular, in the home business industry, in the home business profession, it's never been truer than before, because our ability to influence people to see the opportunity of the home business, our ability to lead the people. See, what's happening now is people get into a home business and they go and they get online. So it used to be you got into a home business and there was usually one or two voices guiding you, upline voices. So you had some straight direction. Do this, do this, do this. You either did it or you didn't, but you had some, here's what you do. Today, people get started in a home business and they're jumping online. And guys, I'm an online marketer, so I know what it's like out there in the jungle. And what I see all day long is people that are really confused because they're listening to a lot of voices. And so I'm going to talk to two groups here. One, if you're a leader already, or you have a growing group, or your business is mounting, because not everybody's in the network marketing industry that listens to the network, and that's awesome because I do a little bit of everything. But if you have a growing business, again, your success with the change in technology is going to be determined by your ability to influence and lead, your ability to get in front of enough people with enough conviction and to lead them, to have them follow you. See, because people are like looking left and right, which way do I go, which way do I go, who should I listen to? There's a new guy in every corner saying a different way. Who should I listen to? So you have to have that conviction and that leadership skill and the influence to keep the people locked to you, because otherwise they're just going to run off. They just can't help it. It's just there's so many messages, and if somebody crafts a sexier message than yours, especially if you're standing in integrity and you're not hyping, and then the next guy over is willing to do the hype, the people get confused. So it's hard. So it's your, those things. And then for those of you that are coming down the road, I can't encourage you enough. And I know this is kind of a deep and serious show. It's deep and serious. Diane, it's the morning. I'm just waking up. I'm just getting my coffee and you're all deep and serious. Guys, this is your life, okay? This is your future. This is your family's legacy. Am I allowed to be serious with you? If you want fluff, probably the show today is not for you. If you want serious goodness, hang tight with me. If you're coming down the road and you're newer, okay, I absolutely want you to learn some marketing skills. I absolutely want you to get guidance and training. Look to the people that brought you in, see what kind of resources they have available. But I also want you to work really hard, because in this decade and beyond, it's going to be critical. You have to learn about leadership and influence, okay? You want to grab some books or CDs about leadership and influence. John Maxwell, for instance, who I'm not going to say anything about, but there's news and excitement about him. There's news and excitement about a lot of leadership people. Orrin Woodward. I mean, guys, there's all kinds of things that are going on around the marketplace that you can tap into. And what we want is for you to tap into, aside from just learning some marketing stuff and skills, how do I run an ad, how do I do this, how do I prospect, I want you to tap into that side of the fence, okay? Because here's what's going on out there. And I've been standing on my soapbox talking about this for a long time. Gosh, since 2005 when social media just broke. It's going to be bigger now than ever before. Believe me, don't believe me, up to you, but we'll play this recording back 5 years from now and everybody will shake their head and go, whoa. Guys, everybody, if they don't already, is about to have a computer in their pocket, okay? The media available to us is changing. One of the companies that I work, everybody's getting an app. One of the companies that I work with has this new app that they just came out with where you literally can have your presentation in your pocket. You're having a great conversation. You pull it out. You just go, whoop, whoop. You can't see me. I know we're on the radio, Diane. I think I'm sitting in front of you, but I'm holding my phone and I'm just like, you know how you scroll through pictures like on an iPhone? I'm holding my phone and touching it because that's what a presentation is going to be like. It's not going to be on an overhead overhead projector. It's not going to be on PowerPoint. It's not going to be in a webinar. It's going to be in your pocket. Our ability to access people. Guys, I have a cool text thing. In fact, I don't remember. I didn't write it down, but I have, you can text hot tips to a number. I forget what it is. I'll tell you guys in the next show. But I can get access to people and text them. Okay? So we're going to need to be a voice of leadership and influence through the noise. Because if you think our world is noisy right now for our prospects, it's about to get 10 times to 100 times noisier. And it's also about to explode, because with the advent of all these phones going into all these hands, I don't have the statistics. I should have pulled them. I'm a delinquent show host. I'm going to get in trouble, 50 lashes with a wet noodle. But guys, there's if it hasn't happened already, it's about to happen. Don't quote me. Look it up. Google it. Google is your best friend on the internet. They have all the answers. I think that we're at the point where there's more smartphones than computers. And I read a statistic about pretty soon there's going to be like one smartphone for every person on the earth. There's millions of people coming onto the internet that were never on before, whether they're accessing it through computers or whether they're accessing it through smartphones and tablets. And by the way, the prices of laptops is actually falling below that of the best tablets. So the next 5 years is going to be a major shakeup. We also are seeing a hybrid. Samsung's come out with a product that's the middle in between a tablet and a phone. It has phone functionality, but you actually it has a stylus and you can write in it. And so it's kind of like a hybrid. And I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I also heard that Apple is looking at coming out with an iPad that's smaller and less expensive. If iPads come into the $300 range, forget about it. It's over. It's just over, because what's going to happen is everybody's going to have these, the people who are socioeconomically secure, they're going to have all of these, and then there's going to be so many used ones that they're going to trickle down into the rest of the population of the world. Like if you go different parts of the world, there's older computers there, and obviously if you go to other parts of the world, there's newer stuff. If you go to different parts of Asia, their technology is so far ahead of ours, it's not even funny. Korea in particular, Japan. So the ability for everybody to get online is massively spreading. And you're going to find that because of the accessibility of the phones, you're going to find villages that may not even have great water and this and that in different parts of the world are going to have internet access. So it's crazy. So listen, this is why it's so important. This is why it's so important. If you were given a choice, would you want to control your income or have it controlled by a system that only dishes out income that's prescribed by a level? Okay, like in jobs, your income is determined by your job title. I remember when I worked for the state, I worked at a college, and I was CC professional, I think 17, and my salary range was from here to here. It didn't matter how good I was, didn't matter how bad I was. That was the salary range, and once I hit the top, that's it. So the question is, with all of these jobs disappearing and downsizing and technology changing, I think I went on a rant another day. You realize that a whole industry, the DVD industry and the videotape industry, when I was 16 and 17 and 18, I worked in a video store. They were very newfangled back in the 80s. And then Blockbuster came out, and that killed all the independently owned ones. And there was Blockbuster and Hollywood Video and this and that. Do you realize that a machine has destroyed that whole industry? Not destroyed, because this is the technology. It changes. Now everybody goes to Redbox, and there's another one, DVD Express or whatever it's called. And there's no employees anymore. You slide your card through. See, we couldn't do this before because we didn't have debit cards the way we do. We couldn't do all these things. You're going to find that you're going to use your cell phone soon to pay for everything. You're going to have a technology where you wave your cell phone over a sensor. It will tap into your bank. You won't even have debit cards. You won't even have debit cards. So what I want you to grasp is, one, the world that we know is changing and evolving, okay? And the security lies in us, ourselves, influence, ability to lead. And what I want you to understand, and this is a misconception that a lot of people have, and I so want you to take your business seriously. I so want you. In fact, I'm on my knees begging you to take your business seriously. Okay, don't dilly-dally, don't dabble around in it, don't do it on Tuesday, Thursday, and when the moon is in the 7th house, and Jupiter aligns with Mars, and when the harvest moon comes, and the, whatever, and the solar solstice, and the summer solstice, and the vernal equinox, or whatever. I'm ranting, guys, I'm ranting. You gotta take it seriously, because here's why. Paychecks don't create lifestyle, money does. Okay, paychecks don't create life, money does. It's not about making more money that turns people like us on. Okay, guys, you can make more money all day long, but it's about lifestyle. Do you realize, guys, for 13 years, I used to commute 45 minutes from my home to have my quote-unquote secure state job. I'd leave my babies, they were babies, and I'd leave my babies every morning. I'd run around like a maniac in the morning. I'd wake up by the alarm clock. I'd run around. I'd throw on a suit. I'd, get the babies all done and get them all cleaned up and dressed and everything, serve them Cheerios, flinging all over. One of them would spit up on my suit. I'd be freaking out, right? I'd leave, I'd drop them off, then I'd run through Dunkin' Donuts for yet another muffin and cup of coffee, because that's what I had for breakfast. And then I would drive for 45 minutes while listening to negativity on the radio. Thank God we have the Home Business Radio Network. Back then we didn't have the MP3 players and the stuff that we have today. And I was away from my kids, and I was away from my home, and I'd get home at night, and it was the same. I'd be exhausted. I'd pick up the kids, or my husband would pick up the kids, and we'd get home, and I'd have to make dinner. And then by the time it was all done, it'd be 7:30. I'd fall down on the couch and feed my mind for a couple of hours with drivel, sitcoms, whatever. What kind of lifestyle was that? I had money coming in and quote-unquote security. But this is the lifestyle snapshot that I have today. No commute. By the way, every time the price of gas goes up, it doesn't impact me. It doesn't matter to me. I earn money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, instead of only 9 to 5. I wake up every morning with commission notices and all this other stuff. Good for you, Diane. That's not why I'm telling you. I'm talking about the lifestyle. 3, 4, 5 vacations a year. Most of them are paid for because I get incentive trips from different things I'm involved with. Your company may have incentive trips. Your company may have prizes. Your company may have car bonuses. Maybe you drive a lot of people drive nicer cars because of their businesses, whatever it is. Lifestyle is connected to what you love. It's working for a loving, not a living. Lifestyle is being home in the afternoon with the kids. Lifestyle is being home to make your kids pancakes. Lifestyle is wearing clothes you like and you're comfortable in instead of quote-unquote costumes. Okay? I used to wear a costume every day. I used to go shopping for costumes, my work uniform, my suit, the way I had to look. Guys, and mostly, lifestyle is about working where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Man, this industry, if you want to be celebrated, just excel, do, lead, and have influence in this industry. And my gosh, you're celebrated. It's so much fun. Okay, guys, something that people, they don't consciously consider and they're not aware of. And it's something that's staggering. It's when who you are is what you do that your life changes so dramatically. It's a spiritual type of thing, okay? Who I am is what I do. My work is my love is my work. It's my lifestyle. It's my lifestyle. And this is such a gift. So your choice of work dictates your lifestyle. Where you work determines how long your commute is. Where you work dictates how much time you get to spend with your family. Isn't that insane? Where you work dictates whether or not you're celebrated or whether you come home feeling aggravated every day. And where you work a lot of time dictates a whole bunch of your self-esteem and self-image. Where you work dictates how much income you make or how little income you make. And where you work determines how many of your actual skills are used. How many people, I know when I worked, I felt, and I had a great job, and I'm not knocking my job, and I'm not knocking, in fact, if I hadn't had that job, I wouldn't be here today, and I particularly like to thank my boss, Peter McCluskey, who I hold dear in my heart. He's at another institution now, and Peter's probably getting close to, let's see, Peter, I'm 45, Peter's 55. He's got a few more years before he retires, but such an impact on me. He's the man who introduced me to all the leadership concepts and the books and the things that I'm so into today. So thank you, Peter. None of this would have ever happened without you, and I appreciate you. But guys, I couldn't unleash all my skills. I had to kind of stifle them because it was just this established environment, and you couldn't do anything interesting or original or radical. You couldn't do certain things because we just don't do that. Okay? And in my home business, I can just do whatever I wanted. You know, in my job, I was never really asked. I was asked to lead students because I worked at a college, but I wasn't really asked to lead people. I wasn't allowed to earn money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I didn't have multiple revenue streams. I was dependent. I didn't express myself. I didn't write. I didn't speak. I mean, think about this radio show. What a remarkable platform for expression I have. You know, I was suffocated. I was suffocated. And I'm going to come back and bring this thing full circle because I want you to really, 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 really hear me. Today, tomorrow, next week, next year, the playing field is changing. Can you imagine it's football season now, right? September, it's football season. Can you imagine if all of a sudden the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, whoever you like, the Saints, the this, and I don't know anything about football. But imagine if they walked onto the field, they all suited up in their uniforms and everything, they walked on the field, and the ref came out, and they start playing, they run the first play, and then the ref's calling fouls on them and stuff, and they don't know why, because the ref just randomly changed the rules. Oh, you can't do that anymore. You can't run this way anymore. You can't do this. You can't whatever. What if they took tackle football and changed it to touch football? What if they did this? What if they did that? What if the rules all changed? Guys, the rules are changing out there. And those that can lead, those that can influence, those that have some skills under their belt, that do the homework, those will be the people that will be rewarded and celebrated and heralded in the decades to come. We can't depend upon a structure that is unstable to support us. Guys, it would be like getting a wobbly chair that's about to fall over and sitting on it and expecting it to support us. We can't be mad when the chair collapses. Right now, the marketplace is wobbly. It will recover, I'm sure it will. Nature corrects herself. It always does. It may take a little while. It always has. Look at history, forever and ever, amen. It always has. It always will. I'm not concerned about it recovering. It will. I believe that in my heart and soul. What I'm concerned about is the next 2 decades for me and my family and my kids and what the future holds for them. And I am training my kids up. They're now 16 and 19. I'm training them to have influence and leadership skills. I'm training them to be marketable in any environment. I'm training them, if they need to get a job, how to get one instantly by the way they communicate. And I am training them to be entrepreneurs. You, if you're a full-grown adult, it's not too late for you to make the decision to take your home business gosh darn serious. I meet people every day and they get started and then they have an appointment, they don't show up, and they have some excuse, this, that, and the next thing, because they don't take it serious like they would take employment. They're not leading the way. They're not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about the people that will come after them. And maybe they're scared, and I get that. I was scared. I got my business in a box. I went home, I cracked open the manual and started reading it and went, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm scared. But I always took it seriously, and I showed up to the meetings. I showed up to the appointments. I showed up to the conference calls. I showed up. There weren't webinars back then. I still today, the avid student, I take in massive amounts of training a week to keep my skills sharp, to keep that saw sharp. I believe I am like a master surgeon. I want to get paid like a master surgeon. I want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay? I know you do too. Okay? I know you do. A lot of people go, I just want to make a little extra money and help people. That's awesome. You certainly can do that. But most people that get into this industry, they're looking to replace their full-time income. And that ranges in this country anywhere from $30,000 to a couple $100,000, depending on where you are, what kind of work you do. So I know you're looking for that. I know you're looking for the freedom. You got to behave like you're a master surgeon. You got to keep that saw sharp. You got to keep yourself in line as far as education. And you got to understand that your job your job does determine your lifestyle, or your self-employment can determine your lifestyle. To me, I don't need to be a gazillionaire. I need to be free. And my lifestyle was everything. My babies, you only have one shot with your babies, guys. You only have one shot with your kids. I didn't see my dad my whole life. Was it his fault? Was it on purpose? No, he was working sometimes 2 and 3 jobs to support his family. That's what a man does, and I honor him, but I sure wish I had had the time with him. And that was back in a time and a day where a man could work and labor and he would get paid. Today, men, women, people can work and labor and can come in the morning and find out they're no longer needed. And when they go out to try to find another position, the position's not there. Influence and leadership. Take it serious, work on it, hone your skills, hone your voice, and the world is your oyster. Guys, I absolutely love being here on the Home Business Radio Network, and I'm so excited. We have new show hosts coming in, new different periodic shows, highlighted shows, all kinds of stuff. We have new contests coming up. We had the incredible economic summer contest. We have new contests coming up, and you want to stay plugged in. You want to stay tuned. Make sure you have the app on your smartphone. If you haven't gotten a smartphone yet, it's time to think about upgrading because they are everywhere, maybe for the holidays this year. Get yourself a smartphone. You're going to use it for business. You're going to use it for pleasure. You're going to use it for the Home Business Radio Network. And again, you guys can always find me over on Facebook at facebook.com, Diane Hochman Training, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Tell me, was this show too heavy for you? Are you looking for something lighter? Was this show just what you needed to get yourself geared up for the fall? Work the rest of the year and make 2013 your biggest year ever. What is it that makes you tick? Tell me how to feed you, and I'll feed you all day long. The Home Business Radio Network was designed specifically to give you all different expert voices to put into you to pump out the very best of you. I believe in you, and I know you can do it, because guys, if I could do it, anybody can get this done with drive, desire, leadership, and of course, influence. So guys, we'll see you next time on the Home Business Radio Network. This has been the Diane in the Morning Show. Take care.